Hi-Res Studios teases a new FPS title during the Smite charity livestream. ArcheAge drops a not-so-big update with a really big new world boss. Skyforge starts its fourth and final closed beta with close to 7 gigs of changes and updates, and Heroes of the Storm introduces the most elaborate battleground yet. What's going on, guys? James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com with a quick weekly recap for MMO news and announcements of the week ending June 29th, 2015. And starting out the news this week is just a couple of reminders for what games are going into alpha, beta, and launching pretty much. Starting out with Albion Online heading into its summer alpha, starting today for Legendary Founders, tomorrow for Epic Founders, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Veteran Founders don't actually get access to summer alphas, just closed beta whenever that happens. So yeah, the game is a little bit hard to get into without Founders access, like I mentioned in the past, but according to the official press release, since the Winter Alpha back in January and February, a lot has changed and has been added to the game, such as Hellgates, which are the intense PvEvP fights against other players, as well as demons from hell. Missions and factions, now there are 4 different factions in the game, and anti-Zerg measures, whereas groups larger than 5 now appear in the game's mini-map for easier recognition. Find out more and potential ways to get into the game from the site post at the links in the description below. And speaking of demons, Rise of Incarnates is about to launch on Steam this Wednesday, July 1st. Available at launch is the latest playable Incarnate, Gordon Sanders, as Zeus, who happens to be the President of the United States in this case, guarding his secret that he is also an Incarnate. Go figure. His political position on the Incarnate issue earned him the fear and fury of anti-Incarnate factions. However, an attempted assassination resulted in his resurrection as Zeus. Now, that's not a bad person to come back as, if you ask me, but in the game, when I played it last, you could fight Zeus in an AI match, but he kind of seemed as OP as Superman. So, yeah. Also, this past week, PlanetSide 2 makes its long-anticipated arrival on the PlayStation 4 in both North America and Europe, bringing the biggest award to the PS4, which is the catchy title of their latest launch trailer that you see playing here. According to the game's director of development, Andy Seitz, even if you've been playing in the beta recently, you're still experiencing about a 5-week difference in development changes to the version that is now launched. So with the launch version, you can expect a ton of vehicle control improvements, performance improvements, bug fixes, and UI refinements. There's a lot of polishing going on in the final product. And with that being said, the game still isn't exactly finished now that it's launched. It's set to be updated frequently with a lot of new features, the first of which is a new version of the outfit system, seeing that a big focus for the team is cooperative play. The PlayStation 4 version of the game, if you haven't experienced it yet, features a special starting area made to give players a chance to get used to the game and its controls before heading out into the fray of super high-level players, just to get shot like fish in a barrel, because you know that's going to happen. And for those of you who are wondering, as time progresses, the team's ultimate goal is to get the PC and the PlayStation 4 version running parallel and updating within a week from each other. Lots of planning involved in making this happen, and I really hope it works out well for them in the end. On the mobile side of things, Super Evil Megacorp, whose name never gets boring to say, revealed last week that its really popular mobile MOBA, VainGlory, will launch in the App Store and Google Play on July 2nd. An early version of VainGlory was released on the App Store back in November of 2014, and since then, the game has exploded within the community, along with live streaming viewership, esports participation, and the overall size of the player base. The launch update to VainGlory introduces new key features and content such as better Android support, casual and ranked queues, an innovative 3-tiered skin system to customize the appearance and visual effects of heroes, hours of tutorial content for new players, and the 16th hero to join the game, Rona the Berserker. Check out the site post at MMOHuts.com to see all the details for launch and just how much the game's community enjoys it. And another launch announcement / reminder that Echo of Soul has officially launched and is now available on Steam. They've had a couple events going on in celebration for launch, as well as Steam gifts, but according to their official Facebook page, there's expected to be some new content coming on July 1st, so stay tuned to MMOHuts.com for that. On a similar note, Skyforge is now into its 4th and final closed beta test before open beta, bringing with it some serious game improvements, as well as some limited time opportunities for players who found themselves a key at some point in time. For a limited time, the advanced classes of Knight and Alchemist are playable from the start, rather than being unlocked from the upper tiers of the Ascension Atlas, which should prove to be fun for players, as well as help the developers understand and maximize feedback on these really hard to acquire classes. With this closed beta, the Pantheons are now available, which is the unique guild system within Skyforge, which provides multiple new gameplay options. Adventure's difficulties can now be set manually and adjusted for parties with varying levels of prestige, not to mention PvP matchmaking now only factors prestige into its formula. So the update for the 4th beta is pretty big, somewhere close to 7 gigs, so yeah, I'd say a lot has been added and changed. And Skyforge isn't the only game bringing in major enhancements before launch. Recently I mentioned WildStar is going free-to-play officially, and this past week, NCSoft and Carbine Studios announced new information regarding the new payment model, kind of like they did with Blade and Soul. In fact, from the sound of it, WildStar is going to have a very similar free-to-play model as the Western version of Blade and Soul. According to the official post, WildStar's new rewards program will allow players to earn reward points by purchasing or spending in-coin, enrolling in a signature plan, or redeeming cred. Now, earning these points will also be retroactive, so anybody who has previously invested in WildStar will have a lot of rewards waiting for them once the game makes its transition. And just like Blade and Soul, as players earn points, they will continue to climb through multiple tiers of rewards. Besides all of that, plenty of new features are being implemented, as I said. Things like a complete overhaul to the tutorial system, the items and stat systems are being overhauled to be more intuitive for new players and customizable for experienced players, and this is just the start of it. So if you're excited about the transition, head over to the detailed site post at MMOHuts.com to get up to date on what to expect when the game returns this fall. Next up, a new video came in recently for Guild Wars 2 showcasing the newly rebuilt Lions Arc. After a long period of rebuilding, the city has clearly bounced back from Scarlet Briar's attack and is ready to rise again as the center of commerce and culture. Inhabitants can now rest a little easier at night behind the massive fortifications, which are designed to protect the port from both aerial and naval attacks. I guess that's one cool aspect of having episodic content in an MMO. Things get destroyed and then they get rebuilt, and I guess that gives them a chance to make things better the second time around. This new Lions Arc seems a lot better now. Also last week, it looks like a new content update showed up for ArcheAge. The new Devouring Depths Leviathan Rises update brings in the legendary Leviathan as a new world boss who is so massive, he can actually swallow entire ships whole. He's actually really awesome looking in my opinion, almost like a cuttlefish whale thing with 5 eyes on each side. But besides this, a new tundra area is available, perfect for players into building up their fishing proficiency with a little ice fishing. Not really a huge update by all means, just the beast within the update is huge. Next up, Continent of the Ninth Seal launched its 5th expansion known as Lord of Baltic this past week, bringing in the ferocious Viking fighters from the icy north to unleash their frozen wrath and build snowmen, fight against evil. Yeah, that. The new Viking class is definitely unlike other fighters. They actually have a special frost ability to mark enemies with the skill Frost Stigma and then freeze them afterwards, kind of like Sub-Zero would. Also new to this update, players will be able to fish in the game now using just a rod and some bait which can be gathered from dungeons, and not only will you be able to catch a variety of beautiful fish in Waterford, you'll also be able to catch some useful buffs and precious items such as potions, auspices, and skill books. Along with these new features, the expansion introduces a PvP balance adjustment to the Battle Maiden class. Special events are taking place in celebration of the launch, and full details on the Lord of Baltic expansion are available at the site post at MMOHuts.com. An interesting news piece came about during the 2nd annual summer charity livestream hosted by Hi-Rez Studios and Smite this past week. We got a little teaser-style sneak peek of an unannounced FPS game. While many will speculate this is the first look at Global Agenda 2, for all we know this could be a brand new IP altogether. Something to compete with Overwatch from the looks of it. It also kind of looks like Battleborn. The cool news is that we should know more soon because Hi-Rez seems to have already invited numerous members of their Smite esports scene in to give it a trial run. And they seem to like it. Next up, as part of the Eternal Conflict update, Heroes of the Storm put out a brand new Battleground overview video this past week for their new Diablo-themed Battleground Battlefield of Eternity. It's a lot of battles. This particular battleground features 2 outside lanes that surround a large central combat area. Now the cool thing about this map being divided between the heavens and the underworld is that the team fighting for one side or the other must protect and support their immortals, which battle it out constantly throughout the match. This one is without a doubt the most elaborate battleground in the game so far. Once your immortals battle it out and one becomes the victor, that immortal starts to tear apart the opposing side. Almost unstoppable. With as cool as this new map is, I'm starting to see why they waited to push this just after launch. But finally, for our last bit of news, we have a brand new match gameplay video for Bastion in Overwatch. Bastion is a defense-based robot character who can change configurations based on what is needed in battle. His first configuration or ability is Recon mode, and with this he is completely mobile, outfitted with a submachine gun that fires steady bursts of bullets at medium range. Next up we have Sentry mode, and like the name implies, Bastion becomes a stationary powerhouse protected by a forward-facing shield and equipped with a Gatling gun, perfect for mowing down enemies. His passive is a reconfigure ability that allows him to switch between Recon and Sentry mode to adapt to battlefield conditions, and on that note, if he takes a little damage, he can also self-repair. With this, Bastion restores a little bit of his health but cannot move or fire weapons while he's in this mode. Now, his ultimate makes him become really tanky. No, literally, he configures himself into a tank. It's awesome. In this mode, he packs a powerful long-range cannon that has explosive shells, great for taking care of targets with a wide blast radius at hand. The game is looking really good, to be honest, and I'm still kind of sad it wasn't an E3. Oh well, soon enough. Anyway, guys, that's about it for all the major MMO news and announcements for this week, other than my birthday is next Sunday, July 5th, and I expect something awesome from each one of you guys. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, each one of you guys. Like always, you can get more information about the news featured in the recap from the links in the description below, or you can head over to the new MMOHuts.com for even more MMO news. Feel free to discuss the news in the comments below, or head over to MMOHuts.com/forums. And until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.